Living the dream.
Oh, tight swinger, mate.
And he gets to see my face every week, so I mean, how lucky is he? Absolute professionals at this. We do put it on YouTube.
I'm genuinely impressed, mate. Genuinely impressed.
Edit that. We'll cut that bit out.
So this is it. Morning of said procedure. Not really sure what to expect. I had the phone call yesterday just to confirm everything. The lady was very nice on the phone. She explained that probably be about half an hour. I mean, that's not long at all, really, is it? When you think about it, in real terms, I've probably sat through a drive-through for longer than half an hour. But got up. I've been picked up at 8:30. It's currently 7:20 now, so I've been up. I've had a shower. I've had a shave. My beard hasn't been touched, if you get what I mean. And I just go get some breakfast now. Just not really sure if I'm nervous. I don't think so. I just don't really like not knowing. But I suppose, like I say, in the next 4 hours or so, I'll probably be done and home and sat up on something. We'll see what happens. I'm just more worried that the little fella won't quite behave himself. You know, one way or other. What if he just don't do as he's told? I think that's more of my worry and what people will think. I don't want to be that guy that's got one of them stories when they go down to the pub afterwards. You know, I see the mates at weekend and go, oh, yeah, we had this one guy in today and, wow. Yeah, so we'll see. I'm sure I'll check in again and let you know how it's gone. But, yeah, breakfast time. Nom, 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 nom. So I've just got back. Everything's gone well. Not too bad in the room, actually. It's a bit awkward when there's two women and a guy in there looking at your tackle. And it obviously, in these situations, it doesn't do you any favours, does it? But it is what it is. You have to realise that you've got what you're born with, and that's got to be enough. Yeah, so the procedure itself, I wouldn't have said it hurts, but awkward and uncomfortable, and then you kind of just laid there while you realise that people are doing stuff with your bits. But yeah, all good. Come out there fine. Been and had a brew with my mum afterwards and felt good. Just sort of on the car ride home, starts to ache a little bit. You can sort of feel that the numbness is sort of starting to wear off. So I've got back, just popped a tablet, trying to stay on top of that maybe pain threshold. It's a bit achy, but I would have said that's about it. So it's just a case of now just relax. Oh, first pee, that's not an easy thing. Trying to manoeuvre a little bit of gauze in my underwangers. That's going to be interesting to see how the day goes with that. But so far, so good. All good. So feet up, got me sent some little snacks. So I don't have to move far. Got a drink and you'll just watch a bit of TV now. So we'll see how we get on. So day 2, 24 hours later, just woke up after what I would call probably a fairly decent night's sleep. I'm starting to kind of think now if all the concerns and the trauma that Leon was trying to put on me, it was just absolute rubbish now. Because, well, it's either that or in about 20 minutes, when I say everything's hunky-dory, everything's just going to swell and grow to the size of a basketball or something like that. That's probably the other option. But no, so far so good. I cocoed a mould yesterday every 4 hours just to sort of make sure I kept on top of the ache, which is what I could describe it as. It was just an ache. Although I did feel a bit sick at times, but that was more because I don't know, just because of the aching. I think it's like being kicked in nuts, and the aftermath of that, when you just think, oh man, I can spew everywhere. So it's a bit like that. So today, I'm not going to have any tablets today. I'm just going to stay off and just another day's rest. But fingers crossed, everything will be very similar to yesterday. If we can just stay nice and steady and recovery going well. Yeah, all good, hunky-dory. Bonjour.
This is it, part 2.
Oh, baby. What can we do for you?
So, it's done. It's done, it's gone, it's happened. Well, I think it's happened.
Well, I don't think it has.
Because from what you was... I don't know if you were just scaremongering or if you're a massive... Girl. But, yeah.
I mean...
Not in pain.
I have spoke to people and there wasn't the same pain as me. Like... But I'm now maybe thinking, but I can't have an infection within like a day or two, can I?
I don't know, you're pretty filthy.
I hand on heart, I was in a bad way when I had mine done.
And on heart, how gutted have you been for the last few days?
Very.
In pain.
Proper gutted. I'd be fuming. And I think I'm more fuming because I'm thinking, well, why did I have to go through so much pain? Why me? Why was I in a bad way?
Maybe because you've got a massive schlong.
What's that going to do? Cut my balls with me ding-a-ling.
Do you know what was weird though? So I went in and like literally I was in and out of there. And when I say in and out, walking out of the place in less than 25 minutes.
Yeah, you're done.
I mean, I weren't
You
queuing.
wash your tickle. Same mistake. I'll open up, have a look at the pipes. Yeah, look good, mate. Off you go.
Well, there's some stitches in there.
Because I was in there a lot longer than that.
Yeah, but weren't you sat there swearing?
Yeah.
And do you know what? This 25 minutes as well that I was in there includes him doing the consultation, talking
What do you
through
get a pair of bricks and clap them together?
talking through it. Then he put me in a room, says, look, whip your undies off, put this
And I
gown
went,
on.
ha, look at that thing.
Then he had a feel.
What? No, I didn't do that to me.
He honestly had a feel to check my pulse.
Warm it up.
No, but when he was having a feel, should he be wearing gloves?
Yeah.
Because he definitely wasn't. So he's gone behind this curtain. Like, take your undies off.
Did you like, ooh, baby, like
Needed something to warm it up, I tell you that. Yeah, so I had a little feel, squeezed my pipes, then I went into another room.
Squeeze your pipes! And this guy needs striking off.
Went into another room.
Are you sure you've already done any other dogs? And also pretending to me and get the kicks.
Maybe. I'll be on internet somewhere. Yeah, so then go into other room where there's 2 women in there. I'm like, I still...
Two?
Yeah, needed 3 of them to handle me. And then, then get on it and got it done. Do you know what? You said you could hear burning, smell burning. Yeah, I could definitely smell burning. But do you know what I did? I had my AirPods in. So I was listening to our podcast.
Oh,
so I was having it done.
Did you promote it to him? I said, what are you listening to? My podcast.
When it was just coming towards the end, so we'd done sort of one side. And they said, we're about halfway through now. And I'm like, oh, well, that's all right. And they kept asking me, are you all right? You all right? Because I was just sort of laid there. And I think because I had something else to sort of focus on, it certainly helped. But do you know what I did worry about? Sort of part way through, there was 2 things that I thought, shit, what's going on here? One of them was, when you go to hairdressers and they just start snip, 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 and all you can hear is the clacking of scissors going. There was that.
Was it your haircut?
Sharp back and sides.
Clacking the scissors?
Yeah, just clacking. 3 or 4 little clacks at scissors.
Would that be staple, boy?
I don't know, but it was a lot of clacking.
Was that when he was fastening back up?
And then the second one was he nudged the bed as if he'd
knocking one out. I don't think you're a doctor.
I need some counselling. I don't know about what else. No, he nudged. When you sat on settee, you just nod off and you just sort of make yourself.
He did that. Ooh, that's what I was doing here.
It was like that. Honestly, just for a second, I thought, what's going on here? And then the woman kept coming over saying, "Oh, you all right?"
What was she doing, by the way?
I don't know what they were doing because I was laid
There was
back.
2 of them. I had one woman and she was handing him tools.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
And starting a chainsaw of...
That'd be to shave you. I want looking down the business end.
Yeah, I had screen on my belly.
No,
you
no
did.
screen.
Yeah, you said you didn't have a screen.
There was no screen, but I was just looking sort of straight up to... In fact, I had my eyes shut. Because I didn't want to see anything.
So if you'd looked down, you could... Well, you wouldn't have seen it anyway because you're not that well hung, but would you...
Yeah, my belly would have been...
Would you... Yeah, because I definitely couldn't see that because there's a screen on my belly. I couldn't see a thing.
No, because he put he put something over, so he with a peephole in it, like a glory hole.
Are you sure you went to doctors? Just thinking through this all for me, mate.
They'll sort it on the other side of this wall.
Oh, man.
Yeah, so then that was done. And then the woman actually said to me at the end, it's been good that nobody else listens to anything. Nobody else puts earphones in, all like that. She said, "Oh, that's good to sort of focus your mind on something else because you've been no trouble at all."
Apart from, I remember this one kid with me and go right animal.
Yeah. But then he gave me a bit of a debrief afterwards. He told me what's going to happen next. Then I had to go put my undies and my shorts and that on, and I had to walk out. So that 25 minutes was all of that.
Yeah, I was definitely longer than 25 minutes.
I've been sat in a drive-through longer than that.
Yeah. But I was definitely longer.
He didn't like you.
Did you get that bit when he pulled on your tubes?
No.
Oh,
I was waiting for that.
My doctor's probably done me over, hasn't
He did say you might feel some pulling now. And I can honestly say the painful bit, and I say painful, than the needle going in.
Yeah, when he first pricks you.
But the uncomfortable bit was when he said you'll feel like a sensation in your groin, obviously where the numbing's going through. That was uncomfy.
I don't remember that bit.
And then all good.
Because I sort of remember, I think I mentioned this last in part one, like, yes, they numb my tubes and numb my bits and bobs, but the actual sack itself wasn't numb, so when he slit that, I felt that.
No, didn't feel nothing.
I think I've had a dodgy doctor somewhere along the line. Where's that line? I'm going to ring complain.
Well, I think I might need to ring somebody. You do go into prison to get this done, don't you?
Yeah, of course you do, mate.
Yeah, I think that's where I went. But yeah, so I went out and...
Kicking your heels as you went?
Yeah, just a little leap around as I left. So went for breakfast with my mum, then came back, and I could start to feel the numbness wearing off.
Yeah.
So I thought, right, I need to get on top of this. Because, Leon said that this is painful all day long. I'm not going to be able to walk for 2 weeks. So I got straight on cocodamol. And then my biggest worry then, the first wee.
Yeah.
The first wee was quite a worry because I'm thinking, where do I hold it? How do I hold it? And what if it doesn't work properly? What if I squirt my centre
He's putting all this along the tip of it. He's kind of going out to the side.
Like I'm squirting a watermelon or something.
Ah.
Yeah, and then honestly, Saturday for me was just, I didn't do anything that I thought I'm going to hurt it with, but getting up and downstairs, I certainly didn't pee in a bottle.
See, I did, yeah. I was in a bad way.
I didn't sleep on settee.
I did.
And do you know what? Saturday night, slept brilliantly.
I know you said.
I just found a comfortable position to sleep in. I think cocodamol tires you out, doesn't it? So I think that's probably knocked me out a bit.
Well, I was having cocodamol, those sweets, to keep the pain away. To the point where I think cocodamol was lasting less than 4 hours. So I was out in 4 hours, because you couldn't have them with 4 hours breaks. I had about at least half hour, 40 minutes where I was in pain, waiting for my next one to set tablets out. For then to take like 20 minutes to kick in, then the pain subsides. So I have another couple of hours with no pain. I genuinely,
I just ached all day. I don't think the cocodamol did anything. I didn't feel like it did. It just ached. And I had one when I got back at about 11:30. So my next one was at 3:30. And I was thinking, right, I need to time this so I have one just before bed.
Mm.
So I made the 3:30 one to last till about 5. And then I thought, if I have one at 5, then one at 9, that'll see me get me to sleep. So I was even no pain relief really on Saturday. And then Sunday I got up and I thought, well, I don't need this. I can manage. I'm not in excruciating pain. So I just managed Sunday and just, hoovered. Back in the house, cleaned kitchen and everything. So I did some jobs and that.
I don't know what to say.
But so I've got a couple of things. I am not a fan of underpants. I feel like I've got a front wedgie all the time.
Yeah, I think there's times I go back to, I used to wear underpants when I used to exercise.
Yeah, I think I'll go to underpants for exercise.
And I think I've not worn them much, but I'll go back to boxers. And sometimes I think, wow, what could do? I do actually boxers sometimes ride up awkward, don't like the whole thing rolls up to that. Yeah. I think I could maybe do kegs, but I don't want them. You know what I mean?
Don't want to admit that you're at a keg age.
No, so I don't want them. So, but I think I've got a time and a place. Like I couldn't be no, like I'm saying old man, but proper kegs and just talking down there and off I go from day to day. I'm not that age yet.
You might need to start doing that.
Yeah.
Do you know what else has been a bit of a worry as well? Because it's like, the only way I can describe the feeling is like the aftermath of getting a football in nuts. You know that where you've had the initial slap in the balls, and then it's like, oh, that wasn't very nice. And I've had a little bit of, there's a bit at the time on Saturday I thought, do I feel sick? You know, because you feel like there's
There he
stuff going
goes.
on.
Now he's starting something.
Stuff going on in your stomach. And I thought, do I need a poo?
Have you had a poo yet?
Yeah, I've had a poo.
Oh, that's okay.
But I've got that feeling in that sort of area. I'm like, do I need a poo or not? When I got back, not long after I'd been back, that I sat in the bog, I'm like, yeah, it's not happening. Then I thought, maybe he's cut a wrong pipe.
Yeah. I can't, like I say, I've spoken to people, and some people have been like yourself, you know, barely in a pain and stuff like that. I mean, my uncle, he was shearing sheep.
I could have definitely been
yeah.
shearing sheep yesterday.
He said, "Oh, you big Jesse, I'll shear sheep next morning." Do you know what I mean? All this jazz. I'm like, "Yeah, shut up." Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? But yeah, I can't. I wouldn't like to say I'm a big girl. Do you know what I mean? I've hurt myself. I've done things. I mean, I've brought my foot and things like that. Do you know what I mean? I honestly think that is probably the worst pain I've ever had when I had my vasectomy.
The thing is, well, just before we have it done, before I had it done, he's like, yeah, and then he goes through like all the risks and stuff like that. Look, you've got 16 weeks before I can pop my sample in.
Yeah.
And you get a spare cup.
You did,
like,
yeah.
I'm not going to fill one.
You have to send both in. I think I did. I think I put both off anyway.
It just says you've got a spare. I don't know what you've got a spare.
I think it's
for.
in case that one comes back as inconclusive, so you can then put another one in.
So yeah, so that's not till...
The best is taking that to health centre with the bag.
I've got to take it to Hull.
Oh, I take mine to health centre.
Yeah.
So that's going to walk in and over and health centre. What's that? My sperm. Who's dip testing this to make sure it works or not?
So that's like 16 weeks, I think. He says, you know, up until then, be careful and stuff.
Yeah, he doesn't say about the so many clearance. He didn't tell me about so many clears.
So he said, no, I didn't say that.
Because there's always a thing that people say, you got 100. Do you know what I mean? You got 100. It's cleared. Before you put your sample in, make sure you've done 100. See, you've had people say that, yeah?
I think, yeah, but I'm sure I've looked, and it ranges anywhere between 20 and 100.
See, he didn't mention anything to me. He just said, whatever in how many weeks, I would do a sample and put it in there and then put it. He never said, do something to clear it. So for all he knows, I'm a Mormon and I never do it. Do you know what I mean? And the first one's the sample.
That's why there's 2 cups.
Because I fill it. Oh, bring pass me another one. Like a dumb and dumber where he's filling bottles. I need another one.
Bring me that vase.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, so that. So got to do the sample. But he did say as well, there's like 1% chance that it don't work at all.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, but there's still a chance that they can come back together and you can be shown to be... We're not impotent, are we? We're duds, I don't know what it's called.
Jaffers.
No, you're... Congratulations. I got to say, congratulations, you are... Yeah, impotent.
No, impotence when you can't get any...
You are...
Infertile.
Infertile, that's right, yeah. You get a letter saying congratulations, which I thought was brilliant. Like, it's like an award, so you frame it on wall. Congratulations.
I said that to him. He says, you'll get a certificate. I says, how can I stick it on my fridge?
What did he say?
He just said, yeah, if you want.
Yeah.
He didn't care for my humour.
When you bring in a lady on, look at that.
Yeah. I'm all clear.
There's a seal of approval.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I say, I'm in 3 thoughts of mind. 1, I don't know if you've already done.
I'll show you my stitches.
I don't want to see stitches. 2, I don't know what happened to me. And 3, I think I'm a big girl.
I think like anything, though, when you have... Because I've always sort of in my mind, it's a procedure. It's a procedure. I've not thought it's an operation.
Oh, no, I don't think I thought of operation.
But it's under local anaesthetic.
Yeah.
So it's classed as an operation. So when we went through, it was like, oh, this is where we'll be doing the operation. I'm like, in my mind, I've just thought procedure.
Yeah.
It feels lesser.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not great with doctors and needles and things like that, but I don't think that had any ramification for me to have pain after. Because really, for me, it was... I was a bit anxious going into it because, like I said, I'm not a fan of doctors. If someone says to me, I'm going to poke you, I'm not going to poke you, please don't poke me. I don't need to. Do you know what I mean? I need to give blood. Do I need to give blood? Yeah or nay? If I need to give blood, I'll give blood. Do you know what I mean? But I'm not a fan. So I don't think that had an implication for me after being in pain. I could probably understand if I were going through it thinking, oh, God, this is it, now I feel comfortable. I get that, but I don't get why I was in so much pain after.
Yeah. I don't know, because I couldn't sit all day. I just had to keep moving.
Yeah.
Partly because I was bored.
Maybe I did myself in the fact that, do you know, like we've mentioned this before, is when you're hungover and you sit and feel sorry for yourself and it makes things worse. Maybe I did that.
Do you know what it has felt like, though, these last couple of days? It's felt like lockdown. Because I've not wanted to go too far.
In case
Stitch
falls and blood drops out. Just go 1 second out of the sack. You're like, Doc, stitch it back up, please. It's falling out.
Just volley it down the street. But, like, I've just not wanted to go too far, so I'm like, I'll just stay in. I purposely shopped, on your advice, got really easy things to cook on Saturday that I didn't have to stand and cook.
Yeah.
And I had my TV and that planned. I was sat on the floor playing FIFA on Saturday afternoon. So
yeah, I mean, I genuinely remember I tried watching Kingpin, and I love that film. I think it's brilliant. I think it's funny. I think it's a decent film, and I couldn't concentrate. I was in that much pain. I was like, oh God, I can't watch this. Actually, I think that could have been the Monday when kids had gone to school and they had gone to work, and I was on my own. I just couldn't concentrate. It's not as if like there was an audience. You know, like sometimes you might like I want to put it to an audience. I actually think I was in the house on my own, and I couldn't sit and concentrate because I was in that much pain to watch telly.
Did you think it was like Truman Show? Though?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, I do think about Truman Show. Ask Amy.
You're the star.
The amount of times I'm like, I think I'm on Truman Show. But because it's your own perception, your perception of the world evolves around you, and I get that. Yeah. I do joking, but there's certain things that happen. I'm like, someone watching me? This is ridiculous.
This could only happen to me.
Yeah, this is ridiculous.
So I think this is obviously part 2 of this.
Yeah.
I think mine needs a check-in for a part 3.
But after you've cleared the tubes.
After everything's done and get my certificate and all that.
Yeah.
Because I think it's a full-on cycle. You need to, if I get that certificate back and I go, yeah, mate, it's not worked.
You're off again.
Yeah. So I think it's the whole lot. So
and this is where I'm bugging the doctor a couple of notes to kick your ass.
I tell you what, I must give a shout out to the place was awesome.
Oh yeah,
and a Saturday morning.
Yeah, but you do know you've gone to private healthcare. Well, I know you've not paid private.
Yeah, it's definitely.
But that is a private healthcare.
Yeah,
place.
it's definitely got that private.
It's
thing.
awesome.
Yeah, and they was really.
Yeah,
thought it was really good. I didn't even see one other person. I don't think in there.
Maybe that's what it is. Maybe they use dirty tools on me. Maybe there's a guy in front of me. Maybe we shared tools and I ended up with like some sort of infection from sharing.
I'm
tools.
sure when was he in bed next to you?
Yeah, it's like just passing tools from one to the other.
Did you go to a garage and have it done?
I might as well have done.
I remember when my brother had it done. My brother said he went to somewhere and he said it was like somebody's living room.
But you hear these things because, I mean, I don't know how true it is, but I heard a story that. Somebody, like they said, oh yeah, my uncle, he went to someone's kitchen and they did it on the table in the kitchen. I was like, no, they didn't, because that's not really. There's a surgeon doing it backhanded in, like, do you know what I mean? It's not just in whatever's in.
I love people's stories.
Someone's selling a good yarn.
Yeah. I've been to Tenerife. I've been to 11 Tenerife.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had to snip. Well, my uncle did it in his kitchen. Did it himself.
Guy came round and they just used the kitchen light and they pulled it down and off the went.
Anyway, we'll be back for part 3 at some point.
I can't wait.
Right, enjoy.
I'm just going to kick you in the nose.
Thank you for listening right to the end of this week's podcast, and we hope that you've enjoyed it. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at dad_tales_ or get involved by emailing us at dadtales@outlook.com. You can also now join our Facebook page by searching Dad Tales.
Keep the feedback coming. We are genuinely humbled by all the input and the comments you are providing us. Stay safe, celebrate small victories, and keep smiling.